Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games and part 4 of our How to Play Kill Team series. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be taking you through all the actions you can make with your operatives. So far we've covered the tools of war, the data cards and the battle structure, but now it's time to take a look at all the different actions your operatives can make during their activation. Each action has an associated cost in action points, for example 1 AP. Each time a player wishes to perform an action with an operative, they must subtract the specified action points from the number of action points that operative generated for that activation. If they don't have enough action points, then they simply can't perform that action and must select a different one. They then perform that action as specified, and while an operative is performing an action, it is known as the active operative. The controlling player does not need to declare all of their operative's actions when it is activated. Instead, they can perform an action and then decide the next action after seeing its effects. Unless specified otherwise, an operative cannot perform the same action more than once during its activation. Some kill teams will have more operatives than others, and this is where the Overwatch Rule comes into play. So let's take a quick look at that now. We'll also cover it a little while later in this video. When it's your turn to activate an operative, if you do not have any ready operatives left to activate, but your opponent has not yet activated all of their operatives, you can select a friendly operative that has an engage order and has already activated this phase to perform a single Overwatch action. Each operative can perform one Overwatch action per turning point, and you can only select an operative to do so if your opponent still has operatives left to activate. That means that once your opponent has activated all their operatives, the firefight phase ends. Now let's look at the different categories of actions, and these are categorized as universal actions, and these can be performed by all operatives, and these are going to be detailed later on in the video. You've also got unique actions, and these are actions that are detailed on an operative's data card that only they can perform, such as the Dash that we saw in the data card video. Then we've got mission actions, and these are going to be specific to the mission you are playing and will be detailed by that mission's briefing. Then you've got free actions, and these can only be performed when another rule specifies. Each time an operative would perform a free action, the following 3 rules apply. Number 1, the operative can perform the action so long as the requirements of the action are met. Number 2, the player does not subtract any additional AP to perform the action. And number 3, the operative would still count as performing the action for all rules purposes. For example, if it performed it during its activation, it would not be able to perform the action again during that activation. So that covers the introduction to actions. So now let's start looking at those individual actions that we can use with our operatives, starting with the normal move. With a normal move, you can move the active operative up to a distance that does not exceed its movement characteristic. And remember that distances can be broken down into smaller increments, so as long as the total distance the operative moves does not exceed its movement characteristic. The operative must move in straight line increments each time it moves in a direction. An increment of a movement can be less than 1 black triangle or 1 inch, but such increments are still treated as that 1 inch or 1 black triangle. The operative must finish the move in a location it can be placed, and if this is not possible, then it can't move there. It cannot move over the edge of the kill zone or through any part of another operative's base, and it cannot move within engagement range of an enemy operative unless another friendly operative is already within engagement range of that enemy operative, in which case it cannot finish its move within engagement range of that enemy operative. An operative cannot move through terrain features, it must traverse or climb over them. If an operative wishes to move across the kill zone by jumping across gaps or down from ledges, it must jump or drop. We're going to go through all the rules for climbing, traversing, jumping and dropping in a separate video called Moving Through Terrain. An operative cannot perform this normal move action if it is within engagement range of an enemy operative. In addition, an operative cannot perform this action in the same activation in which it performed the fallback or charge action. Now let's take a look at flying, and each time an operative makes any kind of move, if it has the fly keyword, it can move around, across and over other operatives and their bases as if they were not there, but must finish its move following all requirements specified by that move, and it cannot finish its move on top of other operatives or their bases. Now let's look at the charge action, and this comes at a cost of 1 AP, and here we move the active operative following the same rules as a normal move action, but there's just a few exceptions. First, we must move the active operative up to a distance that does not exceed the distance equal to its movement characteristic plus 1 white circle, or 2 inches. Second, it must finish the move within engagement range of an enemy operative. If this is not possible, you must choose a different action for the operative and the action points subtracted for the charge action and then refunded to you. And finally, third, if it moves within engagement range of an enemy operative, if no other friendly operatives are within engagement range of that enemy operative, it must finish the move within engagement range of that enemy operative. An operative cannot perform this action if it has the conceal order or if it is within engagement range of enemy operatives. In addition, an operative cannot perform this action in the same activation in which it performed the normal move, dash or fallback action. Now let's look at the fallback action, and this comes at a cost of 2 AP, and here we move the active operative following the same rules as a normal move with the following exceptions. First, it can only perform this action if it is within engagement range of an enemy operative, and second, it can move within engagement range of enemy operatives but cannot finish the move within engagement range of an enemy operative. If this is not possible, it cannot perform this action, and again those action points are subtracted for the fallback action and then refunded to you. An operative cannot perform this fallback action in the same activation in which it performed the normal move or charge action. Next, we've got the dash action, and this comes at a cost of 1 AP, and here we move the active operative following the same rules as a normal move action with the following exception. It can only move up to 1 blue square or 3 inches, and an operative cannot perform this action if it is within engagement range of an enemy operative. In addition, an operative cannot perform this action in the same activation in which it performed a charge action. Next, we've got the pass action, and this comes at the cost of 1 AP, and this have no rules effect for the active operative. This action is used if the player wishes to do nothing more with their operative, but they have action points remaining. Unlike other actions, operatives can perform this action more than once during their activation. Now let's look at the Overwatch action, and this comes at a cost of 0 AP, so this isn't going to cost you anything at all. And here we make a shooting attack with one of the active operative's ranged weapons. For that shooting attack, worsen the ballistic skill characteristic of the active operative's ranged weapons by 1, and an operative cannot perform this action if it is within engagement range of an enemy operative. In addition, an operative can only perform this action once per turning point, only if it has an engage order, and we went through this just briefly earlier on in the video. Now we're on to the final action that we'll be looking at in this video, which is the pickup action, and this comes at a cost of 1 AP. To perform this action, an operative must be within 1 black triangle or 1 inch of an objective marker or token that the pickup action can be performed upon. Remove that objective marker or token from the kill zone. The acting operative is now carrying it, and while an operative is carrying an objective marker or token, it is always in control of it and unless specified otherwise, act normally. An operative can drop an objective marker it is carrying at any point during its activation without subtracting any additional AP. If an operative would be removed from the kill zone while carrying an objective marker or token, before it is removed, it must drop it. To drop an objective marker or token, the operative's controlling player places the centre of it within one black triangle, or again 1 inch, of and visible to the operative. If that is not possible, they must place it in a location that is visible and as close as possible to the operative. An operative cannot perform the pickup action if it is within engagement range of an enemy operative, if it does not control that objective marker or token, or if it is already carrying another objective marker or token. That's all the actions that we're going to cover in this video, so now come and join me for parts 5 and 6, where we'll look at shooting and fighting. You can find loads of other videos on my channel for Kill Team and other games, and these videos include painting, deep dives, how to play, and many other topics. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and if you've got any questions, please add them in the comments section below. It'd be great to hear from you, and if I can help you out in any way, that would be awesome too. But thanks so much for watching. Can't wait to see you in the next episode of the series. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. If you like this kind of content and would like to support the channel, then please check out my Patreon page, and thanks to everyone who's joined so far. It's really awesome. We hang out on Discord, talk about the hobby, share ideas and help each other out, and you'll get some perks there that you're not going to find anywhere else. So I'll put a link in the description, and it'll be great to see you there.